Alright, hello everyone. I got an updated video here, and there's some few changes, made a new shop, so I made an updated video. I'm going to try to be quicker than the last 15-minute video, so I'm going to go fast, try to pay attention because it's important on the way to make you the fastest money and the easiest and least amount of time. Alright, so we could start by doing T-spawn Hornburg. And that'll take you right here, bam, to the new spawn point. If you take a second to redesign, villager trade shop in front, enchantment shop left, casino right, zombies, grinders, read the signs. Alright, so you run around to go to the new the new sweatshop, Hornburg Villager Trade Sweatshop. Upgraded the building, changed it a bit. The new employees list is upstairs. Since there's plenty of employees, I was running out of space on the front wall and it looked ugly, so now I got plenty of space to add employees upstairs. So once you get done watching this video, and if you follow the 3 rules, I'll add you to the list and you can start working here. Important information, you must watch the training video on YouTube. YouTube, didn't spell it right. Alright, that's the link, old link. I'm going to make a new link though, but you should be able to still find it by doing Hornemans Meepcraft and watching the employee training video. I'll update the actual link on that sign later in game. The rules: you must buy the items from the chest shop inside. The chest shop is those chests in the center floor. You can buy the stuff and sell the stuff there. So you must use those. Do not buy the items from V shop, and do not bring your own, or do not take the emeralds out of here. You gotta buy the stuff here and you gotta sell it before you leave here. That's rule number 1 and 2. Rule number 3 is don't fight. There's 8 villagers in there, and sometimes it's busy like it is right now. If you see running around, just pick one. You do not run around. You pick one villager and stay with it. If you're running around, you're doing it wrong, and I can see you doing it wrong, so you're gonna get axed. Cut, slashed, killed, fired, any of those, all of them above. So don't do it. Pick one villager, stick there. They're all about the same, so they all make you the same amounts of money. Alright. Follow the rules or get killed. Employees list upstairs. No disguises, please, because if I see you in a disguise I don't know who you are, I'll assume you're not an employee and you're going to get killed. I'm the owner. Send me a mail if you want a friend to join or if you're going to join. And that's pretty much all. Read the rules, follow the rules, watch this whole video. Alright, so if you can see, I got money. I got I had 3,000. Okay. Now I got 3,000. That's what I'm going to start with. That's pretty much all you need. The reason why I'm changing and updating the video is because if you read my little signs, don't use lots and lots of coal. Use the little amount of coals you have to, because coal is so expensive right now. It's not profitable for you to use a bunch of it. So just use a little bit as little bit as you have to. So I'm going to buy 1 stack of coal here. And I lowered the prices, so I'm going to buy 2 stacks of pork. And I think I can afford 2 stacks of beef. And we'll start with that. So now we're going to go. I also renamed the villagers. Got a coal god, pork god, coal god, pork god. There's a beef god somewhere around here. But, and a demigod. So we're just going to go with this one right here. Coal god. You right click on him. The very first trade is the important trade. You can throw all your stuff into the first trade and you don't have to scroll through all the different trades. Each villager has a maximum of 10 trades. Let me repeat that. Each villager has a maximum of 10 trades. The 10th and final trade is the trade that you need to do to reset the villager and make him happy and make him refresh. So right now, the very first trade, doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes it's pork, beef, coal, emerald, whatever. The very first trade, you just throw your item in there. You got pork. Now you hold shift and click on the emerald. Shift on your keyboard and click the emerald, and it'll take as much pork, or excuse me, as much beef as he wants. Shift click. There you go. Now let's put some more in there. Shift click, and it keeps taking it till you run out or until you don't have any more. Put some pork in there. It's the first one. You don't need to scroll through. Shift click. More pork. Shift click. Alright, that's all the pork you wanted to take. Now, for the coal, we only want to give him whatever the minimum is. In this case, it's 16. A different villager might be 17, 20, 15, 14, whatever it is, give him the minimum amount. So we're just going to give him 16 coal, get 1 emerald. Now we're going to exit out of the menu. wait a couple seconds, and he's gonna do a little squiggle happy dance. When he does the little squiggles, that means he's happy. And when he's happy, you can just keep doing this over and over. You'd throw more beef in there, throw it in his face. If you had more beef, I don't, so just make sure you get some more. So now we can throw more pork in there. Remember, shift click, throw it in there, shift click, and go back to the coal, give him a little amount of coal, get your emerald, and he'll refresh again. Now, you don't really want to do it like that. You want to get as much beef because you don't want to keep refreshing because it's not as efficient. If you notice that time, I didn't trade him any beef. So we lost emeralds. We didn't get any beef, and I only traded him 1 stack of pork, and he might have taken 3. So always get as much beef and pork as you can fit in your thing, and just a little amount of coal. But I only had 3,000 to start with, so I didn't have much money. So now let's go sell this. Now sell this by clicking on the sign, and bam, sold it. And now I sold it for 5, so money. I turned my 3,000 into 5,300. So I almost doubled my money there in that like 2 seconds worth of time. Alright, so now let's buy another stack of coal. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of pork. And 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of beef. Now what we can do here is, remember, if you have more than 3,000 to start with, you want to buy yourself like 20 pork, or not 20, you have as many here, buy like 15 stacks of pork and 15 stacks of beef, and then buy like 3 or 4 stacks of coal. So that'll save you the most time and make you the most money the fastest. If you fill up your inventory with beef and then half your inventory with coal, and then just put half of this inventory with beef, half of this inventory with pork, and then put a little bit of coal down here, because coal's very expensive. So we go back to him, put pork in there, put pork in there. Remember, as long as it's the very first one, you can just throw it in there. It's fine. Put pork in there. He doesn't want to give you any more, and we're shift clicking. Put some beef in there. Shift click. More beef. Shift click. All right, beef. Shift click. Keep throwing beef. Shift click. Okay, he's done giving beef. Now remember, for this one, it was 16. So since we already know what it is, we don't have to go to the very end. We can just throw 16 into the first there, get 1 emerald, exit out, and he'll refresh in a second. Now since I got some more beef and stuff, I'm gonna go buy a little bit more beef real quick. Remember, if I would have had enough money, I would have a whole inventory, so I gotta be wasting time running back to the sign every 2 seconds. Because that's you're wasting time losing money if you got to run to the sign every 2 seconds. So we're going to throw pork in there. Keep throwing pork in his face until he doesn't want to take anymore. He doesn't want to take anymore. That was beef. Throw pork this time. Pork in his face. Alright, he does maybe a little more. Okay, he's done. Now I'm going to exit out. Now remember, I didn't give him coal, so he's not going to be happy. Look, he's not squiggling. He's not being happy. We go back in, look, big red X's. Big red X's means he's not happy. And why is he not happy? Because we didn't give him the 16 coal on the very last trade that he wants. 16 coal, he's going to be happy. Now, as a pork god and beef gods are slightly different. Because, notice, remember, first one, just throw it in there. Beef, keep throwing it in there. Beef, throw it in there. Beef, okay, he's done. Throw the pork in there. Pork in there. That's good. Now, since he's a pork god, that means that on that 10th trade, remember, if you scroll through down, 10th trade is the one that makes him happy, is pork. So since we gave him pork already, we don't have to spend coal on this one. So we save our coal, exit out, and he's going to be happy again. So then all we do once he's happy is you'd give him more beef, pork, and then exit out, and then keep doing that over and over. And that's on the pork god or the beef god, somewhere around here. The coal god is the only one you got to give him. Same thing, you give him beef, pork, and then you give him just a little amount of coal to make him happy again. Alright, and that's you're done. You sell your emeralds. Sold my emeralds. Money. Look at that. I turned my 3,000 into 11,000. And yeah, this video's a few minutes long, but that was only 2 trades. You should be able to do that in under 20 seconds if you're doing it right. Alright, I hope this video is explained, and if it didn't make sense, try to watch the longer video. It explains it a little more, but it's at the older shop. It doesn't matter if it's at the older shop though, but it works exactly the same. Oh, and a quick note, the older video goes into detail. See how he's a -1 emerald god? Well, he kind of works same as the beef, pork, and coal. You don't want to give him coal because it's expensive, but you give him the beef and the pork. But remember that very last trade, the 10th trade, is an emerald. So you would have to give him 1 emerald back to make him happy again, and so you can give him more beef and pork, and then at the end you give him 1 emerald, give him more beef and pork, over and over. So that's why he's called a demigod, because you gotta give him back 1 emerald instead of just giving the beef and stuff. And look, there I am right there. I'm usually flying around up here. And guess what? On a side note, I hope you watch the video the whole way in, because I do video record everything that I do. So if you think you're going to come in the shop and be sneaky and break the rules, I'm video recording. I see everything. So don't do it, because I'll kill you and I'll get you banned from the shop in town. So don't do it. Follow the rules. Do it right. Watch the whole video. Watch the other longer video if you need more explanation you don't understand. Alright, again, that's T. Spawn Hornburg. Alright, thanks for watching the villager trading employee training video of the Hornburg shop. Alright, bye.